Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Words with Trinity Young. It's been so long since I've sat in front of the camera and actually recorded something for you guys. And a few weeks ago, someone actually requested, like they asked me to recommend witchy books. And I was like, well, I mean, I have a few, so that's what we'll be doing today. So if you grab a cup of tea, I have iced tea today, iced green tea. And this is the cup, and I'm sad because it used to like light up, but it doesn't light up anymore, so I have to change the batteries. But grab yourself a cup of tea and we'll get started. Okay, so I have 5 books that I want to share with you guys, and I have notes because you gotta love notes. So there's no specific order. I'm just gonna go with the flow. First book, I'm just gonna jump right in because why not? I have glitter like all over these books because I was playing in glitter and now I just feel like it's glittery. First book, Wicca by Scott Cunningham. This book was amazing. The reason why I really liked it is because it has tons of exercises in there on how to practice with meditation, visualization, energy play. That is the part that really stuck out to me. Like, he has actual techniques as to like how to practice your breathing, how to get with meditation. And I think that that's really, really important. I think that he also does a really, really good job explaining your relationship between the god and the goddess. It is basically based off of the Wiccan faith, but I feel like if you're choosing to serve any type of deities and you have any type of, you're not sure as to what to go to or how to go about dedicating yourself to a specific deity, I think that he does a very good job expressing that and elaborating on that in this book. So, Wicca by Scott Cunningham, a guide for a solitary practitioner. It's a very good book. I highly recommend it. Next book that we have is Moon Spells, how to use the phases of the moon to get what you want. If you are just starting out in witchcraft and you're just starting out trying to figure out, learn the phases of the moon, times to do specific spells, this book is what I recommend for you. Starting out with me, moon phases, I could not remember anything, and to this day I still actually have to go back and look through this book. I have things highlighted and all of that other good stuff. I really enjoyed this book because one thing, besides just learning the lunar calendar and learning, the wheel of the year, learning when is the appropriate time or the best time. I shouldn't say appropriate because you can do whatever you want, but when is the best time to do specific spells? I think that this one definitely is good. I also liked it because she talks about creating a magical atmosphere, which I found beneficial. When I first started out in the craft, I did not have a specific place of, I did not have a magical atmosphere. I was just like, oh, I'm in the kitchen, let me do a spell in the kitchen. And that's great, but I think that she really expresses how to create a magical atmosphere. Even if you're not an open witch, even if you're a closeted witch, I think that this book will still really be good and beneficial because she gives you tips and ideas on how to deal with that. So this book is definitely on my list of yes. Next book up, Wicca by Harmony Nice. First of all, I absolutely love Harmony Nice. She's gorgeous, picture on the back. And she was one of the first witches I actually started following on YouTube. I definitely watched her Enchanted Endeavors series. And it was just really insightful. I think she gives really, really good tips. And she's very, very knowledgeable on specific things like divination and things like that, like things that she works with. I really have learned a lot about. The one thing I actually love about this book is that she clears up the difference between witchcraft, Wicca, and paganism. There's actually a whole section dedicated, I think it's one of the first chapters. She explains the differences between the three. And I really appreciated that, because I did not know that there was a difference. You know, starting out, that was one thing that I can definitely say. I knew that Wicca was a religion based and witchcraft was different, but I did not realize that people who practice witchcraft that didn't necessarily, like, there was a lot of different things between people who are, like, they can be separate, but they can also be the same. So it can become very confusing very quickly. I'm not even going to try to explain it, but this book I definitely recommend. She also goes over Wiccan paths, and that was one thing that I really found beneficial, because starting out as a solitary practitioner, and it's great that you have the internet, but you don't know what, you just know, like, oh, I like crystals, oh, I like this, oh, I like that. I was really scattered about a lot of different things, and after reading the section about the different types of Wicca or different types of witches, I definitely feel like I zeroed in on what I wanted to do. It gave me more clarity. So I think that if you're starting out and you're not sure, getting this book, looking at the different types of witches or Wicca will definitely really be beneficial to you. Love this book. 5 stars. Next book, Witchery by Juliet Diaz. This book really, some moments brought me to tears, because she does an absolutely wonderful job of making this really personalized. It really spoke to me. I really enjoyed different parts. Where is that page at? Hold on. Favorite part: the power of a magical attitude. I just recommend the book for that page, like this section alone, because I feel like even if you're not a witch, even like the things that she says in here are amazing, and like it can be applied to everyday life. It's not like, oh, if you're a witch, you have to do these things. I think that these are things that she highlights that I feel like everybody can definitely do to make their lives a lot easier. I would recommend it, honestly, just that part alone, as a self-help book. She talks about self-love. She talks about meditation, and she covers a lot of root work. One thing in this book that I I didn't feel overwhelmed reading this book. Like a lot of the books that I read before, you know, Moon Spells and the 2 Wicca books, one by Harmony Nice and one by Scott Cunningham, they're great books, but I got those later on. I feel like, well, the Moon Spells actually was one of the first books I got, but I remember going through and feeling very overwhelmed about a lot of the things that are in here, whereas in Witchery, I feel like she did a really good job of trying to give you enough information to get you started. So if you are just starting out and just beginning, number 1 book to get. I think that she does an amazing job doing root work. She talks about things like grounding yourself. She talks about meditation. She talks about, what else does she talk about? Manifestation, and how to manifest things that you want and want to bring into your life. I really definitely highlight and recommend this book, Witchery, Juliet Diaz. Embrace the witch within. Love it. Okay, last but not least, I had to include this, and technically it's not even really a book. I called it a pamphlet, but this book, this little cup of magic, and it is by Oliva, the Witch of Wonderlust. This book is adorable for so many reasons, and I'm about to rave about it, and I don't even care. I'm gonna be a rap, and I hope that Olivia sees it, me making a fool of myself and talking about how much I love this book. But this is literally a book about tea magic. She goes over a history of teas. She goes over the different types of teas, how to brew them. And what I really, really loved, and what I didn't even ever consider, was doing things like little quick spells. She includes like a fast luck spell for using green tea, and she puts down the correspondence to each tea and how you can work the tea into your like daily routine and ritual and doing tea magic. She talks about meditating with tea and gives tips on how you can meditate just creating tea. She goes over divination, and I'm sorry, but I feel like she did the artwork, or she says she does some of the artwork, and if she drew this, Olivia, I would love to get this tattooed on my body. I know that sounds creepy, but like, I think that her artwork is beautiful. I think that this was something that was so cute. Let me tell you, it's not even a book, it's like a little pamphlet. It is adorable, it is personal, it is full of information, and you wouldn't even think that. I learned so many. It's like only 12 pages and I learned so much. It's a pamphlet on how you can incorporate tea into your witchcraft or into your magic. She talks about the correspondence of each certain teas and how they correspond to magic. For example, like she gives an example about green tea and how it corresponds to like health, luck, and love. She goes into how to brew your tea and create magic and infuse it. She talks about the elements of making tea and like how all the elements are incorporated in tea, which is why it can be so powerful. She really just does a great job. I think she mentioned on her YouTube channel that she did some of the artwork in this book, and I find everything about this book, that's why I saved it for last, because I'm going to rant about it. Everything in this book was really good. She covers things about like meditation, divination. She covers scrying and using tessiography. Basically like little things like that. It's just amazing to me because it's such a small, and it was really inexpensive. I think it was like $5, if that. It was really insightful. It was full of information. It's cute. It doesn't take up, you can keep this in your purse. Like, it's thin, it's very little, and I really highly recommend this for people who love to drink tea. And if you're not drinking tea, maybe you can start after reading this book, because you can use it and incorporate it in so many different ways that I didn't even know possible, and I just find it to be really great. So yeah, definitely check this one out. All of the descriptions for all of the books that I have recommended, links to buy them, are in the description box below. I really think I'm going to do another one of these. I just have to read some more books, because those are literally most of the ones that I've read that I want to recommend. I buy a lot of personalized books, but let me know what you think. Let me know if you like these recommendations. Let me know if you've read any of these books before, if there's anything that I missed. Let me know if you do go out and buy them. Let me know what you liked about them. Just engage. I love hearing from you guys, and I really do miss making these types of videos. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by and taking time out of your day to listen to me talk once again. And I hope to see you on my next episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click that subscribe button right now. And I want to thank you. Peace, love, blessings. Have a good night. I really hope that you guys enjoyed my video. Please don't forget to subscribe. You can click the link in the description box or click my face here. Also follow me on social media. I have Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you for my next episode.